I'm Roger Urbaniak, with Roger's Outdoor Videos, where I try to twist your arm and entice you to go out into the outdoors and try a new adventure that you haven't done before. And that being said, I try to give you just enough information that you should be able to know the rules and regulations, have some ideas on where to go, what the limits are, how to care for, if you're bringing something back, how to care for it, etc. Just the real basics so that your first outing out at a particular type of thing is going to be productive and hopefully get you coming back again. So today I'm going to talk about catching crayfish, or crawdads as many people call it. One of the first interesting thing is that you don't need a license. It's practically, almost seems like these days you need a license to get out of bed in the morning, but somehow the Fish and Wildlife people, they're aware that they exist and they are aware that they're edible. They even set somewhat limits in terms of the native population, and you'll have to look at their website to see how to identify a native crawdad or crayfish from a non-native. The native, you're limited to 10 pounds, but other than that, size and time of year, etc. Well, actually, the natives, it's May through October, I think, is the season that they recommend for them. But the others, it's year-round, and they can be found in just all kinds of bodies of water. Lake Washington, big deep lake. You can find them in Lake Washington, literally the size of lobsters. Just small lobsters, but nonetheless, I've seen them, 8 or 9 inches long with a tail that looks like one of those Australian rock lobsters. And to catch them, I haven't, I've gone out several times. I've used several different kinds of crayfish pots. And there's a lot of different designs. I just today brought this design to give you an idea of the basics that a pot design needs to have. And basically, the pot design is, going to have openings at either end. The metal pots that are all solid will have usually entries at either end that are kind of tapered and a little bit maybe closer to the ground to make it easier for them to crawl up into. They're maybe a little bit more efficient than this, but this has the advantage of being collapsible, and you can take it on a backpack to different lakes that you might be fishing in, or streams, etc., and just have it along just in case you happen to see a bunch of crayfish around and say, hey, I want to see if I can catch them. So basically what you do is you throw something like this. You bait it with a number of different things. You use these little bait boxes that can look like this or like this, and put something in it. It can be anything from fish heads to chicken parts to, here's some cat food. Any of those kinds of things will work. Turkey parts. If it smells like meat, basically, that's going to get them interested. And the crayfish actually move around. There's several different species of them. Some are like the ones in Lake Washington. They live in the lake year-round. They don't have to come out to breathe fresh air. They are able to breathe off the plants on the bottom of the lake. Others in, like Michigan, my dad's got a pond that the crayfish will dig their holes just above the water level, but after a heavy rain that raises the level of the pond, you can see them crawling out of their holes and into the lawn because they need to breathe, and they breathe air. So that being said, if you want to catch them, and they're just absolutely delicious to eat. Once you catch a pail full of them, just throw them in hot boiling water until they kind of turn red. Take them out, break the tails open, or if they're big enough, break the claws open too, like you would a crab or lobster, and eat the meat that's inside. There's all kinds of recipes that you can use to do that. But first, you got to catch them. So first of all, here's what the pot looks like, and again, you put your bait on the inside. Now, in a lot of the lakes and streams right around Seattle, I've had a lot of difficulty in catching them. You're supposed to leave them out overnight because they're more active during the evening hours, and leave them out for several hours. I can catch 1 or 2, but never any quantity of them using these traditional methods. Now, you are limited to 2 of these pots or trap devices per person. is the other regulation that you have. But they can be a lot bigger than this, and you know, you can leave them out for extended periods of time. So, and then when you catch them, some people will take and put them in kind of a live well, and you know, maybe they'll get 2 today and 4 tomorrow and 2 the next day, and they want to save up enough for a meal, so they'll have some kind of device to save them live until they get enough for a meal. What I have done successfully in catching crayfish is when I go to eastern Washington, there's irrigation streams that you know, where along the different crop fields that sometimes are only just a foot or 2 deep. And I have often seen, as I cross the stream in bird hunting or something like that, the crayfish will scatter around and, you know, and show me that they're there. And so what I do is I finally went back and I collected a little wire mesh wastebasket, and when I see the crayfish come out into the center of the stream, I'll put this at the rear end of the crayfish, take a little stick like this, and chase it in, and it'll go backwards into this pot. I'll lift it up, put it into a pail of water, and bring it home. You know, and it's amazing. They are so thick in a couple of spots that I found that in the matter of 2 hours, I can get somewhere between 150 and 200 of these things, and really have quite a meal out of it. Sometimes they're either on the undercut of the bank, or they're in grass that grows in the center of the stream. So in any event, they are delicious. On the way home, you need to remember that you need to put fresh water, keep changing the water every hour or so in order to keep them alive. If they die on you, they kind of release a little toxin and they won't taste quite as good. They can actually give you an upset stomach. But if you keep them alive, they are absolutely delicious. So hopefully you'll go out and catch quite a few crayfish, and I hope you enjoy them.